Good evening, you guys. How is everyone doing? Whew, this has been one hectic night. When I tell you I've been running, I almost rescheduled it for tomorrow, but I was like, no, let me go on and just do it tonight. The show, because I was gonna schedule it for in the morning, but I know people were waiting, and I had reached out to people and told them I was gonna do this show tonight. So I really hated to reschedule it. Let's see who is in here. Tyranny, the Black Barbie, Kimberly Wilson, ZK, Lil Mama, Rita, Yolanda, Diane, Hero Fix TV. New to you. Shout out to my moderators. Shout out to Hero Fix TV. Be putting out that good content, you guys. Hero Fix TV put out really good content. Okay. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Okay. If you are not um subscribed to the channel, please do so. I appreciate all the people that have been supporting the channel. I do. Um, Shout out to everybody. Hey, brother Dwayne, Clarinetta, Nikolai, Grayface, Ramona. Child, we get ready to go back to 2016. And the reason I decided to go back to 2016 because I had a conversation with somebody and it was like, you know what? When are they gonna arrest somebody for this like they never arrested anyone for Young Dolph, for what was going on with Young Dolph. And I think because I think for some people they haven't really gotten who they want them to get or who they feel they should get. I think people tend to forget, you know. And then there are all these theories and stuff. And to me, it's pretty simple, you know. Um, I guess that's why I don't buy into a lot of, the stuff that is put out. First of all, I know better. That's number one. Number two, it's really short and cut. It's really short and cut straight to the point as it relates to what happened to him. I mean, it's not like there are two or three or four different trails. There's one trail, and it started in 2016, right? And the good thing about it tonight is I am going to open up the lines and let people call in. I just want for everyone to be respectful. um in the chat, everybody be respectful. I understand everyone has a difference of opinion. Just because I'm the host of the show, you don't have to agree with me, but what we have to do is be respectful to each other, right? That is absolutely demanded. I shouldn't have to demand that in my chat because we're all adults. As I say, this is the Real Grown Folks channel. We agree to disagree and move on. But what I don't do is allow people to perpetuate stuff that I know is a narrative put out to get views and make money and all of that. That is absolutely ludicrous. I just don't allow that to be spread on my channel, right? Um, but I'm gonna give some more people the opportunity to start coming in. I know I came on kind of late tonight, which is y'all, I tell you, my days when they take off, they just kind of take off. And I still, and believe it or not, I still feel a certain way because I feel like I didn't do everything that I needed to do. um Thank you, Miss ZK. I appreciate you guys too. Y'all absolutely rock. My subscribers, you all supporting the channel, y'all make the channel what it is. Okay, y'all make the channel what it is. And yeah, and like I said, you all teach me something. um Too. Okay, you all be teaching me. Hold on one second. Okay. See, when I say that you all be teaching me, I can remember, and it was just as of recently, and I don't know if a lot of that was removed. Okay, hold on, you guys. I guess I had it confused, like when you all started to tell me, because I actually thought, and I really did, and I'm not ashamed to say when I have misconceptions or when I get things wrong. um I thought that Keon was serving time for what happened in Charlotte in 2017. Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't know that there was actually a situation that had happened in 2016. And I'm looking at it, and it looks like it happened, okay, because the February of 2017, I still don't see the situation from 2016 for some reason. I think that this is the hold on one second, you guys. But I always like to go back when I talk about going back. I always like to go back to the beginning because I know everyone is so interested in the Young Dolph case, right? Um, like I said, Young Dolph was Memphis's own, and he had done a great thing for himself, right, and other people as far as bringing himself up out of poverty in Castelia, right? And so I think, when people say, well, there are other people that was taken out, but you have to think about all of the people that are involved as it relates to the Young Dolph situation. It's the same thing, similar with FBG Duck, okay? And I think there was a lot of sensationalism because of who was rumored to have been a part of taking out FBG Duck, okay? And yeah, who was rumored to have been a part of taking out FBG Duck. And that was other famous rappers. And so you think about this Young Dolph situation, who was rumored to be a part of taking him out, right? And that is other famous rappers are involved with it. And I think because of how the energy that had been around everything, the lack of empathy was just completely jarring, pushing that negativity even after Young Dolph was taken out. See, I get to thinking about, because I was thinking about all of that today. I was like, you hear rappers who may have had some type of affiliation. Or who is rumored to have some type of affiliation say, well, I don't understand the vlogs, this, the vlog, that. Well, the vlogs kind of eat up what they put out, right? The vlogs kind of eat up what they put out. If they had not put out certain energies, right, when this situation happened with Young Dolph, the vlogs wouldn't have anything, right? If they had just been quiet, and it just would have been pure speculation. But what it looks like to me, and this is just in my opinion because of the energy and stuff that was put out, it seemed to me that there was persons that wanted, um first of all, they was happy that he was assassinated, which was messed up. That's number one. Number two, it seems like to me the energy that was in the atmosphere, they wanted for people to know that where the assassination had came from, right? And I'm still looking for that situation that had happened, the 100 shots. People say that it was in 2016 with Keon. Now, I should have, y'all, I've been busy. I should have found it, but what I see is a SUV. Hold on one second. Let me show y'all this. But this say it was 2017.
While thousands of people were in uptown Charlotte for CIAA events and parties, WCCB Charlotte's Marvin Beach is live at CMBD headquarters in Uptown with the latest on the investigation. Marvin?
Courtney, police have not named any suspects in this case so far. Now, crime scene investigators were back on the scene today. That's where several people told us how close it came and how lucky they were not to get hit.
Scary, just really scary.
Caught in the line of fire, this woman says she was driving her 92-year-old grandmother home when she saw bullets flying off the pavement.
All of a sudden, she's ducking, and I'm thinking, oh, God, when so I just quickly threw the car in reverse and backed up and then flew down that street right there to avoid getting hit.
She later discovered this bullet hole and other damage to her car. Police say more than 100 shots were fired just after 6:30 Saturday night here near the 600 block of North Caldwell. On one side of the street, an apartment complex, windows riddled with bullets. On the other, vendors set up for people enjoying the CIAA festivities.
It's crazy when you think about it because I was extremely surprised that no one got shot during it all.
This woman was working in a food truck with her brother when the gunfire began.
He was like, get down, get down. And then the minute we got down, a bullet hit behind us. So we had just been standing at.
That bullet don't have nobody's name on it. I mean, you know, we got kids and families around here.
John Clifton operated a party tent just down from where the shooting happened. He's disappointed things like this take away from the more positive aspects of CIAA weekend.
Even with the incidents around here, nothing affected us. And I think what it was that maybe, it came from the street or whatever.
Okay, you guys, that's how the song 100 Shots was birthed. I'm looking at Rest in Peace Young Dolph. He says the hotel shooting was 2016. The hotel shooting was 2016. Uptown was 2017. Okay, because I thought now. So let me ask you all something. What is Keon in prison for? Because there was two situations that happened in Charlotte, right? And then I do know in 2017 of I believe October is when he was hit up in LA. Hold on. Okay, September 26th of 2017, he was hit up in Los Angeles. Right, that was February of 2017. CIAA was 2016. Keon served time for that. 2017 was LA shooting. There was two situations that happened in Charlotte then, am I right? Because see, that's the part that's a little, because this says this happened February 26th of 2017. I thought that's what Keon was serving time for, the February 26th of 2017. And September of 2017 is what happened in LA. Hello, beautiful nightmare. Keon and Black Youngster did the 100 shots on Charlotte. They both was on trial. Charlotte 16 and 17. So they're saying that they tried to hit him up in 2016 and 2017 in Charlotte CIAA. They said Vato supposedly popped off and Keon took that fault or something, I thought, in LA. I think Keon is in jail for what happened in Charlotte. It started with Juicy J and got 2014. I think it was shootout and Dolph was there. Okay. Because I've heard people say 2016. For some reason, maybe I haven't did a thorough. I guess I could. Hold on, y'all.
I'm Susie Sa.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jeff Vaughn. To our top story tonight, bullets fly near the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Tourists ducking and a rap artist was hit and seriously injured. Tonight, police say an ugly rivalry may be behind that shooting. KCAL9's Crystal Cruz is live in Hollywood right now with the latest on this investigation. Crystal.
Hi, Jeff. Highland and Hollywood back open tonight. So is the Lowe's. But now we know who police
So
want to
that
talk
was
to
September
to
of
help fill in the
2017.
blanks.
And I never had no budget because I got it up.
The LAPD now wants to talk with rapper Yo Gotti following a shooting in front of Lowe's Hotel in Hollywood.
The individual you've mentioned has been possibly identified as being involved in what took place earlier. To what degree, we have no idea at this point.
100 shots.
Another rapper, Young Dolph, in critical condition, shot several times in the body, and police say they have hotel security video they're now looking over.
In the video, an individual produces a gun, a suspect, and he fires toward the individual who was shot.
Detectives looking into the possibility of bad blood between rival rappers. Several months ago in North Carolina, Young Dolph's SUV was shot at 100 times, but he wasn't in it. Witnesses heard the shots here in Hollywood, and nearby security video captured a person running from an SUV.
I've heard about 9 pops, like, pop, and then there was a series. And then it stopped.
After Young Dolph was shot, he walked to a nearby shoe store for help. The suspect's gold Cadillac Escalade was found at a gas station nearby, and officers detained 2 men for questioning.
I tell you. Yeah, I'm still looking for what happened in 2016. Let me see. Hold on. I don't see it. What I see is from 2017. There was 2 situations in 2017. Keon shot happened first. It was at hotel in CIAA. What's Keon's last name? They said Keon, pre-shot Keon in 2016. Keon and Nero popped at the truck in 2017. Heavy Camp shot at Dolph 100 times in 2017. CMG Vato shot Dolph in the stomach. That was in 2017, in September of 2017, when Vato did that. Okay. 2016 was Keon popping at Dolph. February 2017 was Black Youngster in Charlotte. Later, 2017, Vato arrested in LA. What's Keon's last name? I'm gonna open up the lines in a few minutes. But what's Keon's last name? Anybody know? I've seen it before, but y'all know how my brain works. I don't remember nothing. Okay. All right. I see it now, guys. I found it. So now we're cooking with fish grease, okay? Let's see. We're cooking with hot grease. That's what my grandma used to say. Here it is right here. This is the situation right here. Now, did the young man Kevin Thompson is he in jail also? It says Mecklenburg County officials prosecuted 3 men for a February 2016 shooting where 2 vehicles and a hotel lobby was sprayed with bullets in Uptown Charlotte. Howard, 31, Kevin Thompson, 31, and Derek Bolton, 36, were joined for trial, and 2 of them pleaded guilty. Wright pleaded guilty as charged to 5 counts of discharging a firearm into occupied property, discharging a firearm into an occupied vehicle in operation, conspiracy to discharge. Yeah, I don't want to. For some reason, I don't want to read all of it because I'm tired. But anyways, this is it right here. Okay. So I don't think it said. I was getting tired tongue and everything, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm tired. It says Bolton tried for 5 counts of discharging a firearm into occupied property, discharging a firearm into a occupied vehicle in operation, conspiracy to discharge firearm into an occupied dwelling, and 8 counts of discharging a firearm into an occupied dwelling. In the early morning hours of February 28, 2016, gunshots were fired outside the Hyatt Place, Charlotte downtown on South Caldwell Street. 2 occupied motor vehicles and the hotel lobby were struck by gunfire. Nearby, an off-duty G4S officer saw a suspect running from the direction of the gunshots and saw a suspect get into a silver Nissan sedan. Okay. Officers captured Wright after a brief foot chase. Police also apprehended Thompson in the vehicle seat. In the driver's seat of the vehicle. Bolton was the front seat passenger. Okay, let's see. It didn't say anything about young Dolph in there, but I'm sure it did in the in the paperwork. And the paperwork is public, right? I mean, anybody can go into these different public sites and pull up the paperwork, right? So I'm sure there's more detail of what happened online. Okay. So it didn't say that in there, but I'm assuming that was a situation. He's in jail for trying to pop at Young Dolph or Young Dolph's affiliates, right? So then in 2017 in Charlotte, okay, again in Charlotte, during the time of CIAA, the exact same time the next year, Young Dolph is hit up again. They try to hit him up, hit up his van, right? That's 100 shots, 100 times. Okay, and so that was a black youngster in his crew, right? First time was Keon, which is CMG's CMG's vice president. What is Keon to CMG? Isn't he the vice president? Okay, so then the next year is Black Youngster, a CMG artist. Okay, and then okay, so that was February of 2017. Keon tried to hit him up in 2016. Black Youngster and them try to hit him up in 2017 of February. And then 2017, September of 2017, he's actually shot up by CMG affiliates. And then in 2021, he's actually taken out by CMG affiliates. I'm trying to figure out what's the issue. I know all of us ain't crazy. I mean, I don't understand why there's so many smoke and mirrors. Like what there's supposed to be a mystery. I would think that it would be one of the easiest cases. That's how it seems. I mean, it's just straight to the point. There's only one road. There are no swerves in the road, nothing, and there's no hills or anything like that. It's just one straight road. Every time there was an attempt on his life, and that's not me trying to, be accusatory. Hey, yo, God, I didn't say your name. The folks on the main news said your name. I mean, y'all don't be getting mad at them when they say y'all name. Y'all wants to get mad at me, a woman. Okay. Everybody else done said y'all name on here, but they likes to try to get mad at me, I guess, because they like for me to cuss them out like damn dogs, because they know they can't control me. Okay. But I forgot to put, Moneybag, you better be glad I forgot to put your face up there on the FBI board, okay? Anyways, it said jealousy. Said jealousy is real. The news mentioned his name, and that was LA. That they wasn't playing right. That was in LA. Okay, they saw the national news. Okay, they mentioned Yo Gotti. I didn't do that. They did that. I didn't do it. They did it back then. Okay, in LA. But you know they don't go after the white people's medias. Okay, they don't go after their medias. It said TMZ zone is LA. You only get one life. That's right. That's true, Michael X. But anyways, there has been an attempt on his life. Okay. 2016, Keon tried to take him out. CMG vice president. 2017, Black Youngster in them popped up his truck. I would assume they was trying to take him out. You don't shoot up a truck 100 times unless you're trying to take somebody out. Okay. CMG artist. 2017 of February. I want to say that wasn't Black Youngsters involved in that. What happened in LA? Wasn't he there? I know it was Vato, another man. Wasn't Black Youngster there too? Okay, so CMG people in September of 2017, he was taking out CMG affiliates and people. Shit. I mean, we don't have to keep it all the way real, right? So all of those times, as my grandma used to say, if it walks like a snake and crawls like a snake, gal, you trying to tell me it's a barracuda? Okay, so I mean, I can't, and with a good conscience, I can't sit on here and say, well, this person was involved, that person was involved, and bring in all of these people who I have not heard anything about, and omit where there's a pattern of trying to. There was a pattern of the same people trying to take him out, y'all. That's just the truth, okay? That's not me, trying to pick on anybody. I'm just telling the truth. That's what it is, okay? So, like, when we start to get lost and we forget, okay, when they go, well, I don't think that the police is doing anything. That's the reasons why I got the FBI board. Y'all know that's what the FBI be doing. They see, I was trying to find a tack because, I wanted to make that board all the way like the FBI board. I was trying to find a little tack that I could put on the pictures up there, on the thumbnail, but I couldn't find a tack. Okay. So I had to just go ahead and copy and paste and put them on up there without a tag. Okay. And so I put everybody up there that we've heard about. Okay. I didn't put the people up there that ain't been their names ain't been said yet, because there are some people whose names have not been said. And I can rest assure you they're probably on here and they already know that they're gonna go, what's gonna go down. It's not my job to say it, okay? I let the police department do it. That's their job, okay? Kim says, I think I have personally acknowledged everyone. If not, he said, listen to Lucille. He got sentenced to 10 to 14 years in 2018. Who got sent? Oh, okay, that's Keon. Okay, ain't no space for Moneybag and all his new. Okay. But anyways, you guys, I always say that Cornelius, and them, there was somebody that was arrested before Cornelius. Okay. There was somebody that was arrested before Cornelius. And I want to say, or not arrested, somebody that was detained. He wasn't arrested. He was picked up. I want to say it was Orange Mountain Quet. I'm almost sure that that's what they said, but if I'm wrong, somebody correct me, okay? Somebody correct me. Whoever listening that knows for real, that be in the bushes, send me a text message, okay? If I'm wrong. Rest in peace, Young Dog says, and Lucia, I think he working if he get out this year, okay? Memphis full of hatred. Yeah, Memphis it's sad. I hate to say it that, that my city has a lot of haters in the city, and with all the talent, nobody has to hate on nobody. It's so much talent in Memphis. Them little young dudes are so talented. And even the old ones, they talented too. Gotti and them were talented. So there shouldn't have been any room at all for hate. I'm telling you, jealousy is just as cruel as the grave, though. It's sad. Says Jook was getting questioned early in the beginning. Yeah, he was. And after the beginning too. Today Teasy Day, I ain't see nothing. One members of his entourage post him. Okay. Well, anyways, what I was getting ready to say is, it takes you. I like for people to visualize stuff because I'm a visual person, right? You could tell me stuff and I won't remember it. I promise to God I won't. But if you tell me and you send me a picture or something like that, when I read stuff, I like to see pictures because I remembers. Okay, I'll remember it. My mind wanders. So if you tell me something, I'm not gonna remember it. Not hardly. Greyface says Black youngster was let go. Charges dropped in Charlotte. But when we start to forget, right, and people start to think about, well, why aren't they doing anything for young Dolph? It may not be what you want at this point, but they was doing something in the very beginning. And I put JoJo Splat's picture up there for a reason. JoJo Splat, as much as I hate to say it because I look at JoJo Splat, I really I'm real sensitive. I'll cuss a bitch out, but I'm sensitive, right? I'm tenderhearted. And when I saw JoJo Splat doing that interview and he was shaking, hey, it made me feel very sorry for him because I looked at him as a baby. He was about 18 years old at the time. And so, and I hate to say it, but JoJo Splat has some type of affiliation in what happened to young Dolph. I don't know the capacity yet, but I think at some point we probably will know what capacity it was. I'm not saying he was a shooter because I don't know. I don't believe that he was. Some people do, but because that's what they were saying in the beginning. But I believe that it was because I mean, in the beginning when people were saying it, and before we started seeing, and I started really vlogging on the case and getting more information about it. Hey, I kind of believe that it's Cornelius. I do believe that it's Cornelius. Cornelius is basically, is him. Okay. But JoJo Splat, he never passed the smell test, and he's had some type of a capacity in what happened. I just don't know what at this point, but if you ask me, he was out there in one of them cars, okay, as well as some more of them. So that's why I put a question mark up there because anyways, I hate that for JoJo Splat because like I said, I don't think that JoJo Splat, just with the way that he was shaking and stuff, like I said, I'm very tenderhearted. And I know that what these young boys did was wrong and they have to pay for that. But, these kids are young enough to be my children. And so, when a child is 18 years old and they sitting up on a platform wanting to be grown, but they ain't ready for that, just shaking like a leaf. To me, that was, I dropped some tears because I've mentored boys his age at that time. You know what I mean? It was just devastating and it pissed me off. It made me even madder at the people that sent them out to do this heinous crime because they are older and they knew better. And you definitely have to reap what you sow, right? And I want nobody to say, she said JoJo Splat killed Dolph. I didn't say that. I just said I think he has some part in it. Okay. But anyways, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up the lines. Okay. I'm going to open up the lines and people can call. Y'all don't troll. Okay. Don't troll. I'm not in the mood tonight. I had a long day. Okay. I've had a long day. I almost rescheduled the live. I'm glad that I didn't, but don't call trolling, okay? Because I'm not in the mood to be cussing you out and all that. I ain't even in the mood. I'm going to just hang up in your face. I'm not going to give it to you because I ain't got no energy tonight. Really. Okay? So the number is up there on the screen. And I'm always interested in hearing what people got to say. I'm always interested in hearing what people got to say because I think what everybody has to say is important. Okay, and we always respect each other, right? We always respect each other. We like to make people feel comfortable, but now I don't deal with no damn fools, okay? And I don't really like crazy people. So when you call with all of your conspiracy theories, my nerves ain't set up for that. That's right. Act like you got some sense, even if you don't. Just act like you do, okay? Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. But I just put the number up there, okay? I just put the number up there on the screen. Okay. I hate when this happens. Okay. The number is area code 662-471-8841. And listen, you can't be on. We got to give everybody an opportunity, okay? So, keep that in mind to call in. Michael X says, how SB wanted them to be when bag actions showing different. You must from old boy channel. Rick Ross and Drake really beefing. Go find your bridge and lean forward when the wind starts to blow. Y'all can call in. Let me see. Let me make sure. Because I know sometimes it won't ring. Let me see. Okay, you guys, y'all can go ahead and start calling in. But like I said, if it looks like to me, and this is just how it looks to me, that there were several people that had attempted to take his life out. There were several people that had take his life out, to take him out, okay? Because they were sent on those missions to take him out. It's not anywhere around it, right? And so when people start, talking about, well, this person got too much money, Inez, this person got too much money and this person wasn't involved, hey, I would like to believe that too, but it all points to one group of people, the same group of people trying to take him out, right? It wasn't coincidental. I believe that these people were put on missions and the mission was not accomplished. And so when I start looking at, what happened with Keon, what happened in 2017 after that, what happened two times in 2017, and he still didn't die. They couldn't continue on and on and on, right? That's the reason why they laid low and allowed him to get comfortable until they can get a bunch of damn fools to unfortunately, which would be straight dropping them to go and take this man out, right? And so, hey, if you ask me, I do believe that there is a RICO going on, I believe that it's been going on now for I believe it's been going on since and I'm just taking a lucky guess. I would say, and this is just my lucky guess, okay? The end of December of 21, beginning of January of 22. Okay, that's just my lucky guess. If I had to throw that arrow, I believe I would hit the bullseye. Okay, but hey, that's just a guess. But if I had to guess, and we all have a right to do that, I would say a RICO. They got a RICO going around that time, which has been a long time now, right? And so I think all of these things, if there's a RICO going, would play a major part in the RICO going all the way back to 2016. That's one of another reasons why I brought this up. All of that is going to play a major part. All of that and everything in between, leading all the way up to his death, right? Um, if I time you out, it would be at least, let's see, you fish to fish. What does that mean? What's fish to fish? What's that? What does that mean? I don't understand what that means. Um, it seems like it's a lot of funny business going on in the case. If the RICO is rushed, it would be a clown show. Oh, for sure. You're right, Miss T. That's why all them bodies dropping that played a role in all four incidents. Um, and rest in peace, young dog. Okay. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. What's up, OG Snake Spotter? Y'all, if y'all want to call in, the number is up there to call in. We're gonna keep it on the subjects tonight too, okay? What we're talking about, let's go back to 2016 when attempts on young Dolph life started. Now, you could just talk about, you could talk about anything as it relates to him, okay? But what I don't want is I don't want for people to get on my platform being accusatory as it relates to other vloggers. I don't want that energy brought into my platform, and I definitely ain't got the energy to combat it tonight. Okay, yeah, don't talk about other vloggers as it relates to even if you whatever you feel as it relates to them having some type of involvement in this young Dolph situation. We want to keep the main thing on here as it relates to especially the people that have been arrested and all of that stuff, what had happened in the past. Okay. I know a lot of people probably want to come up and talk about the cookie shop, but let me just say this. The cookie shop, everybody has a difference of opinion as it relates to the cookie shop. I ain't heard nobody credible say the cookie shop was involved. So nobody in the cookie shop has been charged at this point, but there have been people that have been charged. Okay. And so yeah, there have been people that have been charged, and we know who that is because we see them in court. Rest in peace, Young Dolph stood on business until his day came. Hey, straight to the point. But anyways, you guys, like I said, hey, I think the situation with Keon, um, I don't believe that it was an isolated incident. I don't. Um, I don't believe that they just got mad and decided no. There's just too much of a pattern, and they were missing. Um, they was missing, and and they finally took him out. And I do remember the young man, Mr. N. And I know a lot of people, say that they kind of question his credibility and his integrity, but I tend to believe that a lot of what he says is true. Because you hear other people talk about how bad that certain people from in that camp that's at the top wanted him gone. Why they wanted him gone, I don't know. The only thing I could sum it up to is a man that has never been a threat to your life, not a threat to your person, and you decide that they just gotta go. It couldn't be anything any more than jealousy. Whether it was about a girl or whatever it was about, it all sums up to jealousy, right? My dad used to always say, "What they fussing about ain't what they mad about." So when you hear people say, well, Young Dolph was dissing him in music, Young Dolph was messing with somebody's girlfriend. And well, I mean that ain't what they was mad about. I think it had everything to do with jealousy, right? That's it, and that's all. And so people you might say, well, some of these people they was out before him, they was more established, or that's what appears. They was out and they was more established, but don't necessarily means that's true. How many times have you heard people say that somebody is hating on them and they got way more than them? It happens every single day, except for I don't think these folks had way more than Young Dog. I know him personally, and he wouldn't lie about somebody's life. I don't believe that he was lying. Um Dolph was the little nigga they wish they produced. New to you says, if you get jammed up, don't mention my name. um he says he was a real plug for the city. Gotti was sneak dissing and Dolph responded with names. He was exposing them for hating and putting police on him. I heard Dolph said about out his mouth. Oh wow. Mm. Um. Wow. You guys, y'all call in. Hit the phone lines. The phone lines are open. Let me see. Shit. Hold on, y'all. I know a lot of people are saying that they think that Straight Drop is gonna get off, and hey, I think I would have to be the first to say that I wish that Straight Drop had not gotten himself caught up in that, because Straight Drop is a nice looking kid. He really is, and he could have been marketed. And so I wish he had made better decisions as it relates to his life, because he ultimately made the wrong decision. But I also blame the people who just had an urgency for young Dolph to be taken out and to be assassinated, because they are older. Okay, so they're older. They could have helped to guide Straight Drop in another direction. They could have, just like they doing Homie G and Big 30 and some of those other ones. They could have did the same thing for him without him killing young Dolph. But it just makes me wonder, about that. But and the reason I brought up Homie G and Big 30, that's because that's who I saw Straight Drop doing music with. So it just made me think that he was getting ready to be signed to Endless or Brett Gang. I mean, or it could have been CMG, but he was hanging around Brett Gang artists. So, I know some people say one thing has absolutely nothing to do with another, but it do in this case. Everything is connected, so it do. Rest in peace, Young Dog says, just like they doing all the bad built niggas. Antonio says Straight Drop going to hell. I hope that Straight Drop at some point. Um, I hope that Straight Drop at some point can make peace with what he's done, because I don't think that Straight Drop has any peace. I don't care how some of these people try to make it seem. That little brother ain't got no peace. And I think it's a darn shame that these older dudes, the ones that was involved in this, and helping to push Straight Drop up to this, right? If they such real dudes, I wonder why they don't go ahead and just step up. And just like Straight Drop gonna have to go and pay his retribution for what he did, why don't they, since they real dudes, why don't they go ahead and step up and admit what they've done? And I know what they saying. Well, I ain't gonna help the government with nothing. Oh, okay. That's when they're a coward. Because a real man take his and go on and do it and lay down, and you don't hear nothing else from him. But instead, that's what they want these young kids to do. They want these younger dudes to do that. They want them to go lay down. They spend their whole life in jail. Okay, because these old niggas too scared to go. I know Straight Drop heard and seeing other man take care of his little girl. Doc was helping the public schools. Straight Drop, you said he a menace. I wanted to laugh because he a real crash out. I wish all who are lost find salvation in God. He was on Dolph's sack. He wanted Dolph to be his partner. Hey y'all, I think it's sad. Dolph gave away a free Lamborghini. Yeah. I was listening to somebody say one day, if Dolph was going to have Straight Drop around him, he should have signed him. If he had signed him, he would still be here today. Okay. That's what I heard him say. Hold on. Yeah, that's what I heard him say. And I think that's messed up for old men. Hey, true that. I think that's messed up for older guys to be having that mindset as if somebody has to give them something. Right. That's one of those things that they use to manipulate their young brother too into doing that. Man know he should have signed you. As I always say, if it had been Clive Davis, they never would have tried to put Straight Drop up to take him out if he had been hanging around Clive Davis, because Clive Davis like young men. So if he had been hanging around him, those same dudes, it ain't nowhere in the world they'd ever tried to push him to go and take out Clive Davis or no other white man. But because it was young Dolph and they had a jealousy of him, he came out the hood. He's supposed to do whatever they say do. He was building the label just like Clive Davis was building the label. God, he don't want nobody telling him who he should sign. And ain't nobody got no right to take him out if he don't sign him. So why did they feel like that they had a right, or Straight Drop had was valid in taking Young Dolph out? Straight Drop wouldn't have took Young Dolph out if he had not been promised some things. He thought that it was going to elevate him in his career because that's what he was told, and he wouldn't have taken him out if he had not been paid. It was strictly money motivation, right? So never Dolph still be dead. Dolph would have made him $1 million. That nigga probably would have got Dolph to the mansion alone and killed him. He a real deal maniac. That's true. Miss T, you're 1,000% right about that. We only do it like that, shaking my head. They using Big 30. If Shiesty go elsewhere, watch what they do to Big 30. They said everything will be already ready. T, do you think the female correctional officer that was terminated was the same correctional officer? No, that she wasn't the same one. She might have been helping him, but no, it was one of them quit before she was fired, And the other one, she still got her simple ass there, but it was not her. Let's see. And Rose, and they know Dolph wasn't lying. What the artist did, right? After distance itself. Yeah. The other one, from my understanding, she thought she went and made some major moves. And from my understanding, she was getting some she had a little side business, and she was getting some people on the outside was giving her some big clientele and big business. She had celebrities. She was being incorporated into some things. But I don't think that's happening now. She went and got oh, okay. And Rose said Shiesty been locked while all this happened, and he better stay right there for now. Shit going left in Memphis. I'm telling you, it's so sad. It is, like I said, it's a darn shame that that they tried for years to take that man out, right? They tried for years to take him out. We're the same age, both 40. I think Nip died at 33 there. But y'all, the phone lines are open. Y'all call in and let me see. Yeah, y'all call in. The phone lines are open. I love Pook. God keeping him. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for something. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. When you start going back and looking over a whole lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff started popping up, and like I said, when you go back to the when you go back to the beginning, okay, when you start going back to the beginning, you look at this now. They say Cornelius, if you look at Cornelius' eyes, I do believe that he was on something. I mean, because I think that's what he's trying to. That's what That's what he's trying to say. And if you look at his eyes, you could tell he had been getting geeked up. But being on drugs ain't no reason to yes, indeed. Yes, yes, God. Y'all look at this. Look at Cornelius right here. And this right here was an old shot of Cornelius, okay? That's him right there. That's him right there. Yes, indeed. Yeah, he was getting geeked up. He was getting geeked up for real. But you still, there's still no reason to it's not an excuse to do what he did.
Yeah, it's Dolph and Will Willie. We out here. Hey, Dolph. Dolph out here getting full of.
Yeah, that was October the 20. That was October 13th of 2021. So that was a month before he was assassinated. He was in downtown Memphis on Beale Street at Whitworth. They knew that he was hanging around Memphis. So that was October of 2021, right? October 2021. So that was a month before he died. But hold on, I'm looking for something else. Yeah, when you start looking at
first time, he sent everybody out the studio. Like, let me holler at dog. Like, man, you got your own everything, bro. You popping. You like, but you got the money, you got your team, you got this, you got that. You like, bro, I'm telling you, we can do this, we can do that. You ain't like Zilla. I ain't gotta hold your hand like Zilla. You ain't like Starlito. I ain't gotta hold your hand like Starlito. I ain't gotta babysit you like them. It's my first time meeting you. You gonna really sit and downplay your artist and throw your artist up on the bus to try to persuade me in to come over there? So it's like a red alert the first time I met him.
You feel
I
like
can't
what are you gonna say
respect that.
about me?
No, it's just I can't respect that.
Mhm.
Why do they keep trying to make it a rap beef between you and Gotti though?
If it's something about you I just don't respect, bro, I can't sit and fake and act like it's all good.
That's understandable.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
like the first time I even met little dude, go in the studio. First time. He sent everybody out the studio. Like, let me holler at dog. Like, man, you got your own.
Okay, Gristle Hardaway says he think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't know if that happened after 2016. And I think that interview happened after 2016. I don't think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. It must have happened around 2015 or 2016 because it seemed like to me they had a pattern of trying to take him out. Okay. Hello, thanks for calling into the show.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Girl, I feel so much better. I'm out the shower. I had to take a long. I feel so good. Whew. The interview, I was trying to wait for other people to call. Guess somebody want to call. But here's the thing, T. People got to understand. You have to believe somebody when they show you who you are, who they are the first time you meet them. And that's a lot of red flags people like to overlook. I mean, just in general, forget the Dolph part, but just in general, but getting back to the subject, like Dolph said, the first time you met him, he's trying to win him over. And what you're doing, you're downing your other artists to pull another one in. I couldn't respect that either. Because if I'm not as talented as Dolph, and then you putting me down, and you're supposed to be my boss, I got a problem with that. You know what I mean? Because where my confidence going to go? If you're saying how you got to hold my hand and I'm not this and that because I'm new in the game. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
He was trying, in my opinion, he was trying everything he could to get Dolph to come over there. Mm-hmm. But even, but people don't want to look at that. People's character is a big deal. People have got to understand your character is everything. It speaks louder than your actual voice. Because, we can talk a good game, but what are your actions? And that's what Dolph was looking at. And on top of that, he wanted to do his own thing anyway, so what's the big deal? Go on, do what you got to do. And I also seen an interview where Gotti said that they don't screw real ends women, only punks women. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, what's the satisfaction in that? If anything, if I'm a gangster, I don't want to go after a punk. No pun intended. I want to go after another gangster. I want something that's going to be a challenge. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you're going after a punk female, to me, that's not a challenge. Would it be a challenge to you?
No.
Exactly. And the point of, after they tried to kill him and they couldn't, they should have just stopped. But like Mr. Ian said, according to him, allegedly, that they didn't have the manpower. That's not what they did. And that whatever happened, he had to okay it. He knew about it, allegedly, meaning Gotti. He knew.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly, according to Mr. Ian, and I watched that video so many times, and I watched it again last night. There's so much information packed in that interview. I think a lot of people don't even realize it.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of information packed in that.
And he
seemed credible to me.
Exactly. I mean, he wasn't trying to make Gotti look no worse than Dolph, and Dolph look no worse than Gotti. To me, he was just coming from a neutral point of view, even though he did say he was on the side he was on by default. But after a while, and when they was putting a hit out on him allegedly, that's when he said, "I'm done. That's wrong. Why would you want to kill a man over words, over songs?" And that's exactly what he said, or did he not?
Mm-hmm. He said he didn't agree with it. It was no need for it.
Right.
But there were a lot of people that shared the exact same sentiment as Mr. Ian that were street dudes. But the thing that bothers me is I was starting to see that there were more guys in the street that knew or had heard that it was going to happen. I don't know if they actually thought that they were going to execute it, but it bothers me that more street dudes did not step up to stop that, because there was no need for that to happen, right? Mr. Ian did say that he tried to speak up, and he did what he could do. He said that he alerted Dolph. Maybe Dolph didn't think that they would. Yeah, 6 months before. Maybe Dolph didn't think that they were gonna go through with it. He didn't seem to be bothered, because a month before, you just saw that Blackwood News. He was down at Wet Willie's. That's on Beale Street. That was October the 13th of 2021. So that was like a month before he was taken out. So they had been seeing that he had been hanging around Memphis. But and it looks like to me he might have even had like a condo or something in downtown Memphis. But the thing that bothers me so much is when you start to think about it, what was it about that particular time of the why? And I'm not talking about no conspiracy theories or anything like that. Why did they want him gone before 2022? That's what it seems like to me.
I have no idea, but what's his name? Michael X. I know we agree to disagree, but sir, I don't know if you understand. Anybody can be got. You, me, if the president of the United States can be gotten, you and I can, and that doesn't mean Dolph is off limits. And if a person's going to want to get you, they're going to get you, and they did that. Well, allegedly, they continued until they succeeded, whether it was directly or indirectly. You can't beat an ambush. Nobody can.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you got a militant with you, and that's going to be a shootout.
Mm-hmm.
But Dolph, he left the legacy, and I'm not even sure he fully understood. I really don't know if he fully understood everything. And then I heard, he was getting ready to do other things and to retire. And maybe that was the issue. They go ahead and get him out before he retired and get comfortable to where we can't touch him, perhaps. I don't know. But it just doesn't make sense to do something like that. And like Mr. Ian said, we got tape. There was no need. You weren't hurting. It was all because your emotions were bruised. And you were allegedly embarrassed. But, anyway.
Right, and jealousy, and jealousy. And what I was going to say, what I was also going to say too, is even though a lot of those street dudes may have even been cool with Gotti and them, they didn't agree with that, because you hear more of them say that it wasn't necessary, because they didn't really see the reasoning for taking out somebody like Dolph, who was rapping and doing his thing too, just because of disagreements. They they didn't understand it, because we talked to some, you go, well, why didn't somebody say something? And we didn't think he would even go that far to do something like that.
And I'm glad you mentioned it. I was just about to say it, I actually forgot about it, that perhaps they didn't think it was going to go through because there was other attempts, they were unsuccessful. So I think, I don't know, I'm just assuming they probably was curious, didn't really think it was going to happen, maybe a little scared, and really didn't know. But I know I wouldn't, if someone I'm cool with, and I'm mutual with you, and you two going at it, and something like it's going to happen, I'm going to speak up. And I'm going to say you're wrong for it. Like Mr. N did, and he said he took a lot of heat for it. Remember? He said he took a lot of heat for that. But it takes a real man or woman to stand up for what's right. There's too many yes men and yes women that, go along just to get along. But anywho, I don't want to hold up the line from anyone else. If I think of anything else or whatever, I'll call back.
Okay. All right. Thank you for calling in.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right. Okay, you guys, the lines are open. The number is area code 662-471-8841, 662-471-8841. And we're going back to like the very beginning, right? And I always like for people to remember when Chief Davis did her press conference that night. It was loaded, even though people may say, well, she didn't say anything. She said a lot without saying anything. It was definitely loaded, a lot of what she said. And she made a lot of key points about that they had been calls had been getting flooded in, like people was calling in with all types of information, right? So it put them ahead of the game. Hey, and even though I guess whomever a lot of people feel should be arrested hasn't, hey, for me, I can understand, why some people haven't been arrested, because when you're dealing with people that who's got a little bit of money, that they can stretch it, and they can go toe to toe for a minute with the state as far as money. You kind of want to make sure that there are no loopholes and everything is airtight, right? And when I say go toe to toe, if you go back and you look at O.J. Simpson's case, and I believe that O.J. was innocent, they're able to bring in all kinds of experts and stuff like that, defense experts, to try and I guess discredit whatever the prosecution is saying, to put doubt, because all they need is reasonable doubt, right? They tell you to convict the person without a shadow of a doubt. So the burden is on the prosecutors, really. Their job is harder. And so if there's any doubt, and when people have money and they're able to hire experts and private investigators to go out and find all types of witnesses that might, and bring in all these witnesses, and they can just put a shadow, they can put a little bit of a doubt in a juror's mind, then, they can get off. And somebody like I say, like Black Youngster, will go and stand in the camera and say, yeah, I killed that bitch ass nigga. You know how he talked. And because of the double jeopardy laws, he'll never be able to be tried again. And so that would be devastating. So, hey, that's the reasons why I say that it would be a good thing to let them do whatever they're going to do. And whoever else was involved, I would like to see justice. I don't want to see nobody killed. I don't want to see nobody killed. I want to see justice served. And Rose says, they was wearing fake jewelry and all. Dolph exposed whoever it was and all. He knew the contract Gotti. Hold on. He knew the contract Gotti was giving out as well. A lot of folks ain't paid attention and they stuck like ESTG. I go look at the fake jewelry every day. Tamara, I can't remember when you attempt to kill. Murder, is there an expiration date? No, there's no expiration. There's no expiration date on being tried for a murder. That's the good thing about it. And y'all, this is what's sad right here. This was what I was getting ready to show you guys. A young man ruins his life just so he could stand in front of a car with a in front of a rented vehicle, and it tells me that the vehicle is allegedly Gotti's. Okay, so he can stand in front of a vehicle that's not his with Gucci North Face. Gucci North Face. Now they say that's Gucci North Face or whatever. Okay, just so he could take pictures and stand up there with his Gucci on in front of a car that's not his with the Gucci on. And and the Gucci was, and the outfit might have been rented. I bet you he don't even know what that outfit is to this day. Was it? It probably wasn't his. But this is what these young dudes go and mess their lives up for, so that they could do this. Man, y'all see how many views, y'all see how many likes I got, and you could tell that he's standing there proud, like he's made it. He didn't know that was the beginning of the end for him. He ruined his life for nothing. Right? It's sad. And that's the reasons why I say the people that pay him, they need to, those are the ones I want. I want to see them got more than anybody. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, you guys. You know, I hear people bring up Terrion Owens, but Terrion Owens was in jail when Young Dolph was assassinated. He was in jail. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking at something. I think I think this right here is going to play a major part in getting some convictions. Okay. Hey, I think so. I don't know who this young man right here is, but Thaddeus is pretty credible. Now, I don't know who that young man is in the blue, but I don't think that Thaddeus would be putting him up for no reason. Okay. I don't think he'd be putting him up for no reason. I still don't know who he is. I just know that it must have had some type of affiliation with that insurance guy and Black Youngster. Okay, whoever he is.
on him about a bitch.
Right.
You hating on him about a bitch.
Reality.
You hating on him because he wouldn't sign with you. Know what I mean?
Right.
You hating on him because you pop. He sneak dissing you, bro. He saying, ooh, I'm like, all right, bro.
Hold on, you guys. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Okay. If you look at his home going, if you look at his home going, okay, he had just as much suit. Yeah, hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay, y'all, I'm back. They tried to play crazy like they ain't shine because it wasn't public, but they know them real Dolph men's popped out for Dolph. Yeah, they did. What I was getting ready to say is I got distracted. What I was going to say is he had the same type of home going where he had a really good center weight, just like they were saying about Big Juke. I mean, I think it was equivalent. I think the only reasons that the security was so tight as it relates to Big Juke, just from past experiences or past knowledge of stuff that had, I would assume that they were still getting threats, right? They was definitely in fear of their life. Also, there were I'm told there were a lot of like celebrities, top execs that had come into Memphis, but in order for there to be snipers on the building, police to be blocking off neighborhoods, I mean, usually that means that they were still getting phone calls that the job wasn't finished. Okay, so that's normally how that worked. Maybe he just wanted to go overboard, but because the police department volunteered to participate and do security, it had to have been because there was active threats still being made. Okay, that's normally how it is. Anyways, people were saying Gotti paid. I heard the city of Memphis did that on their own for the city of Memphis. Right, because there was threats. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Um They said Young Dolph's best friend, Daddy-O, got a new chain made in memory of Young Dolph. Woo! Jesus, them blue diamonds going all the way. Ooh, Lord have mercy. I mean, just looking at that, that's real major. It just gave me chills. It's so nice. Anyways, you guys, I wanted to show this picture because I do want to say this, and I said I wasn't gonna be on here all night because I started to wait until in the morning because I was so tired tonight, but I'm gonna push through. You know, I always push through. But just sitting here, that says a lot. Him sitting there on that car, looking like that. That's a young man, Yo Gotti, that had worked just as hard as you had worked. Okay. And for them to proceed in doing the very ultimate, because when you decide that you're going to play God, what you do is you do the very ultimate. And I know a lot of people say, you know, well, it wasn't Yo Gotti, it was Yo Gotti's brother. Trust me, Yo Gotti and his brother are two of the same. Yo Gotti is over CMG. The beef started with him. Okay. It started with him, and because if you remember, Dolph and Juke were cool at one time, right? And so hey, most people are going to when beef start, even if they're into it with their family member, oftentimes if it gets too bad, they're going to stand on the side of their family member, right? That was his brother. Okay. So hey, all of that stuff started to those two brothers stuck together, and then they all just kind of fell out, right? But I think it's a darn shame, you know, when you look at this picture, that's somebody that came up from out of Castelia. I know exactly, you know, how Castelia looked, just like I know how North Memphis looked, right? That's it's part impoverished, okay. And hey, everybody over there worked in both areas, worked hard to try to make a living or whatever. But when you come from that type of living and you're able to go up the way that they did, they both came from out of the city of Memphis. I can't stress this enough. It's just extremely heartbreaking that other Memphians would get together and decide that they want to end this young man's life for whatever reasons, right? And so I always say, like, my favorite scripture is, be not deceived, for God is not mocked. Whatever man soweth, that's just what he's going to reap. See, a lot of times when stuff start happening and it's already happening, it's not anything that I can say or anybody else can say that the folks don't already know, right? You'd be amazed at what the police had already known, right? As it relates, early on, as it relates to the Young Dolph's case, right? But I think that it's a darn shame before God that people tend to think just because they have an emotion, a bad emotion, or they have a jealousy, because jealousy is an emotion, okay? It's a deadly emotion that they can just take somebody out as old as they are. Okay. And so then they want to get mad at anybody else that say you got to reap what you sow. And that's basically what I'm saying, that you got to reap what you sow. I'm not God. I don't have a heaven or a hell to put them in. But as a human being, I could sit here and say that you got to be held accountable for what you do. That's just it. And that's just all, right? And there's nothing that I could say or not say that's going to change the course of the investigation, right? Because I'm not the one investigating the case. No vlogger or anybody has influence or can solve a case, right? That has already been solved, not unless they was out there and can solve the case. They was there at the beginning and they know exactly what happened. And I don't think that's so for most of these vloggers, right? So MPD and the Federal Bureau of Investigations and TBI, and according to the young lady, the CIA, see, I knew that it had gotten serious when the young lady said the CIA was involved. The CIA only gets involved because that's the Central Intelligence Agency when it comes to cracking codes as it relates to anything electronic. I knew at that point nobody was going to get away with anything. You can't even erase nothing and think that they can't retrieve it, because they can retrieve anything. That's the reason why they're the damn CIA. So I mean, I see why the sensationalism surrounding Young Dolph's case, but at the same time, you can't just expect to take somebody out like that and think you're gonna get away with it. Your money ain't enough. It ain't long enough when you start talking about the federal government. Okay, you ask any law enforcement agency that's an officer. That's one of the reasons why I was like, well, Chief Davis is a smart woman very early on, even before it turned into a damn RICO case. Chief Davis brought in the FBI, and when people were saying, well, it ain't no federal case, I said, well, let me just say this. If it's not a federal case, if the local agency asks the FBI to get involved, okay, they will get involved. If it's not a federal case, they will get involved if the local agency asks them to get involved. Most local agencies don't want the FBI to get involved, okay, because just because men, they have issues with that. Well, I don't want the FBI to think that they know more than the police department. But Chief Davis understood the importance of having a federal government involved, the FBI involved, who has unlimited funds. Okay, so when you start talking about these folks got a lot of money, anybody runs out of money. The federal government can't run out of money. That's a entity that I, as a human being, or anybody else, and y'all gonna see what Puffy would never want to go up against. It's a dangerous thing and a scary thing. You can't win going up against an entity that can't run out of money, right? I've been preaching that for almost 3 years now. I said, y'all, that's a scary thing. Well, they got money. I said, yeah, but the federal government involved. And she was smart enough to get them involved early on because she know that their resources and their money is unlimited. They can't run out. You can't win when you're going up against a government that can't run out of money. Anybody runs out of money, but the federal government can't. Okay? So I knew at that point that it had to be some major stuff going on and some major people involved as it relates to the Young Dolph's case. All right. And so that's the reasons why I always said, look, I ain't trying to solve no damn case. Just leave me alone. I just want to live and be great. I ain't trying to solve nothing that the people who got unlimited resources had already been figuring out and solving. What they need little old me for. Okay, you know damn well. I mean, Lord, don't get me started. I was getting ready to say some stuff, but I was just I'm gonna go ahead and be nice tonight, okay? Because I'm tired. I'm gonna be nice. Okay. Right. And you know what? And let me just say this, okay? I was told early on, and I always wondered, how did they know that? I mean, but now I know how they know it. That somebody was heard saying to some people, they need to throw their damn phones in the river. I ain't got to say their name because when they hear me say it, I mean, I got that from somebody from in the inside. If they hear me say it, they gonna know who said. They look at my show. They gonna know if they said it or not. Throw them damn phones in the river. But guess what? Throwing them in the river don't mean it didn't change a damn thing. Okay, I maybe. Well, they know by now getting a damn burner phone don't mean nothing either, okay? Because when you have the Central Intelligence, that's how I knew whoever, there was some big money involved and they was going to drain the swamp, okay? And so, when I hear people say, well, the FBI, they some dirty motherfuckers. I said, why you say that? Because they just want to take all the black man's money. I said, well, that's their strategy. Okay, that's their strategy. Their strategy is to drain you of all your money and your resources, and then they whoop your ass cat raggedy in court. You runs out of money. And in this case, when you start talking about black people that was able to make it out, okay, that should be representing nothing but excellence. Okay, they should be representing excellence, made it out of the streets and the hoods of North Memphis, South Memphis, Castelia, which is really South Memphis. All of that. When you start talking about that type of excellence, these black men making all of this money, it ain't no reason in the world that they should have the CIA and the FBI on their tail unless they ain't paying their damn taxes. So you still gonna do the same things. I thought the purpose of getting out of the hood would be so that you could you wouldn't have to be dodging bullets and dodging the police and all of that, right? But what we have is we have people that's so dirty that even when they made it out of the hood, they still got that messed up mentality, even though they don't want to go to jail. For some reason, they have a hate for people still in the hood. Okay. And so what they decide they're going to do is use their money instead of creating generational wealth for their families. They're going to use their money to put hits and give guns to these little dudes. A lot of these little dudes, y'all, can't even read. I know they in here tonight, so I'm getting ready to kick some knowledge to y'all. I know y'all be wanting my gems. Y'all, you bitches been knowing that the FBI was on your ass, so you didn't need me to tell you that. Okay, you probably didn't know the CIA was, but you knew that the FBI was. Okay, and so a lot of these little dudes, y'all, that y'all taking this money and buying guns with for, okay, a lot of them can't even read. A lot of them can't even read. So y'all make it out of the hood. Okay, y'all make it out of the hood off of the backs of the people that's in the hood that help the city, that help to put you on. Memphis helped to put a lot of these artists on. Nobody knew them before Memphis knew them, right? So instead of pouring resources back into your communities, these little dudes can't even spell their names in boxcar letters. A lot of them can't even spell their names. Okay, they don't even know how to read. Okay, but you'll go and buy a gun. You go spend thousands of dollars on a weapon so that they can be beholden to you and go and take out your op. You ain't got no damn business having no op, and you done became a millionaire in the hood. You got to be a damn fool. And so that's why I say a lot of these rappers that have come up out of the hoods, okay, they're destroying lives. And it's a lot that I want to say. I'm all over the place, but I got to go back to Straight Drop, okay? Straight Drop I keep saying it because Straight Drop was born the same year that my oldest daughter was born. He could have very well been my child. Straight Drop is a handsome young man. He wasn't that good of a rapper, but he could have been made a better rapper. He could have been marketed to the young girls because he's a handsome young man. Okay, he would have sold some records. He seemed to have been hungry. Instead of them helping him and saying, "No, little bro, we're going to make this money. I can put you on, but you're going to have to get your mindset right because you can't take my empire down." As bad as he wanted it, I bet you he would have changed his mindset. He would have did whatever they told him to do. But instead, they took advantage of an already troubled person. I'm going to tell you how I know he was troubled. You got to be troubled to have a sexual assault charge like what Straight Drop got. Normal people don't do stuff like that. Okay? He didn't have to do it. He was handsome. Okay? So you got to be mentally ill anyways and thrown off to even do something like that. So what they do is they take their money and they send destruction back to the community that they came out of that is already suffering and impoverished. Ain't nobody got to tell these niggas that these young boys like Straight Dropping them hurting and impoverished. Ain't nobody got to tell them. They came up out of them hoods. They already know that they are. So why not do the right thing and help him? Instead, you dangle wealth that you already know. They knew they weren't going to pay them all that money. That's the reason why they kept going up and up and up on it. They knew they weren't going to pay it. That's the reason why they got them, because they knew they was going to bamboozle them. They knew after they took Young Dolph out that they was going to either be taken out themselves or they was going to go to jail, and they weren't never intending on paying them their money. That's what these young dudes don't understand. They already had intentions on making a fool out of them. And so these OGs ought to be ashamed of themselves. And that's the reasons why I always like to quote this this scripture, God says, when I get them back, you're gonna see me get them back. Because you gotta get your get back, whether you believe in God or not, that karma coming back around to you. It ain't nothing right about what they did. It ain't nothing right about it. Hell, I think too often, people don't respect people anymore. They just respect the position. Okay. But I was always taught you respect the man first and then the position. And I think people get caught up in it. Well, how come you respect my title? Okay, if I respect you as a man, that just comes naturally that I'm going to respect your position. I respect you as a human being first, brother. I respect you as a human being. So if you got a title, then you already know I respect your title because I respect you as a man. But people don't respect people no more. They respect position and they respect money. And that's the reasons why we're all over this place. The person ain't got no character, nothing, no type of character, no type of personality, nothing. They demonic, but if they got some money, hey, folks falling doing anything to get money. They respect that. You could have a person that's got character that could teach you how to fish and eat for life, but they ain't got the money yet. But they got the character and the skills to teach you, to show you something, to help you build some character, to help you to live a long time. But they too busy over here respecting folks with money that's going to have you dead in a year. Okay? And so that's why I say, hey, I never thought that I would be so interested. It ain't about views, because I don't make no money off of YouTube. You just want to make some money. I wish y'all could see the little YouTube shit. Okay, and because I've been working a lot, it done went down. Okay, it went down. I'm gonna have to start buying the generic candy and the generic sodas to put in my damn office for my clients. Okay, because the YouTube check done went down. They're gonna have to get the generic stuff. Okay. But I think it's a darn shame that that a lot of this stuff happened. Okay. And so, like I said, people gonna have to get out of their feelings. Okay. People gonna have to start getting out of their feelings, and they're gonna have to take that. Show these little dudes, hey, I did wrong. I put that hit on that man, and I gotta take that. That's what I gotta do. I gotta take that. But instead, they want to make somebody like Straight Drop, who I don't give a damn what you niggas think, that he ain't doing good. Okay? And if you ask me, he's gonna go into self-preservation mode. He ain't gonna do that. That's a 25, 26-year-old young man that wants to get out and be with his daughter one day. Okay? He wanted to get out one day. What he did was wrong. He got to pay for that, but he wanted to get out one day. And with it, and even still with Straight Drop, with them doing the very ultimate, there ain't nothing but the damn limbs on the tree. So Straight Drop go to jail for life, which I don't. It ain't gonna happen. He gonna get out at some. He probably gonna get out in 30 years. Cornelius probably gonna get out in 25. Okay. So you talking about the limbs of the tree, okay? If they don't get the root of the tree, which is why I'm so happy that the FBI is determined, okay? Because I know they're gonna get the roots. If they don't dig up the roots of the tree, all they're gonna do is wait till this die down, and they're gonna go get some more Straight Drops and some more Corneliuses, and then that same rotten tree is going to grow more limbs. Okay, they're going to go get some more branches. That's Orange Mound Quicks. Okay, those are the branches. Okay, they can go get that tree going to grow more branches and limbs. But if you don't get the root, and that's the money, those are the niggas that's got the money to dangle and the opportunities to dangle and make these little dudes mess their lives up. They're destroying our communities. They're committing genocide right in our faces. If they don't dig up the root of the tree, then that's a travesty really of justice. Young Dolph still ain't got no justice. If Straight Drop and Cornelius and Orange Mound Quet were to be the only three to go to jail, that would be a damn travesty of justice when we already know that those are not the masterminds. They did some type of participation, but you're a damn fool if you think Orange Mound Quet masterminded Dolph's murder. We know I knew when they said it that it wasn't true. Okay. He played some type of role in it, but that wasn't it. Okay. So that means that there are people you have to keep going up, and you already know that the investigators and the FBI know that he wasn't really the one that played a part in sitting down and said, listen, I'm gonna pay y'all because Young Dolph got to die. When that means he would have had to been the one that was trying to take him out, dating all the way back to 2016. Okay. And he wasn't involved all the way back to 2016. He was involved in 21. He had some type of involvement, but it ain't what they saying. I'll never believe he was the mastermind. We know he was not the mastermind. Whoever wanted him gone and had a pattern and a history of having the authority to have people to try to get him gone in 2016, it didn't change in 2021. And Orange Mound Quet name didn't come up in 2016 that I know of, or 2017, because they tried to take him out twice then. Okay. So they kept trying to take him out. So whoever it was that was consistently trying to take him out back then, that's the root of the tree. The ones that came up with the bag. Now, Orange Mound Quet might have distributed the money, but he got it from somebody. He got it from whoever it was that really wanted him gone. Orange Mound Quet probably wanted him gone. Okay. But the idea wasn't conceived from him. I just believe there are people above him that brought it to him, that brought him to the table. Okay, normally I'm not wrong on stuff. Okay, I don't be trying to toot my own horn, but toot. Okay. But if Orange Mound Quet, Straight Drop, and Cornelius, and the JoJo Splats, and you talk about Devin Burns and all of them, they all played some type of part in it. Okay, I don't know what capacity, but they did. So if all of them were to go to jail, and they going, but if they were to be the only ones to go, that's a travesty of justice, because that tree still stands, and at some point that tree is going to start growing roots and branches again, because a tree, it can grow its branches and stuff back. It as long as the root is intact, it'll start growing more branches. It'll grow another damn trunk. Hell, if you cut that, it'll start growing back up. But if you dig up the root, that's draining the swamp, and that tree falls over, you detach it from the ground, in which I believe that's what the Federal Bureau of Investigations is doing, then they can't destroy the community no more. That's it for that tree. Everybody goes down. They can't dangle money into these young brothers' faces anymore that they know is impoverished and get them to mess their lives up, because that's exactly what they're doing. It's a damn shame before God. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. Y'all come up out of the community, out of the same hoods that these young brothers suffering in, they impoverished in. You already know they ain't got nothing. And y'all tell them, I'll give you this. Really, if you go destroy your life, you go destroy somebody else's life, because you're destroying a whole family. They hurt a lot of people when they killed that boy. And they killed him for nothing. That man had children. That man had kids. He had a woman. He got his parents are still alive. He had a lot of fans. They was wrong. They tore up some lives when they did that. Okay. And so they get these young brothers to do that. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Okay. And I've been saying this. What these young dudes don't understand is a lot of these murders that's been going on. It ain't been no damn retaliation. It's been people that hired that does. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Oftentimes, when people go and do something like what they did to Young Dolph, you know, when folks start dropping off, you think about Young Dolph was a well-known artist, okay? People start dropping off, they go, yeah, you know, his people, they getting some retaliation now. When you start talking about the feds involved and they got a hold of the case and they know more information, they start questioning these people. The same people that hired them be the ones to get folks to knock them off. That's what these young boys don't understand. The same person that hired you will get scared and have somebody else to knock you off to keep you from talking. Right? So you didn't kill whoever that they had an urgency. They want Young Dolph gone. And some of the same people that was involved was more than likely. I know a couple of them was probably taken out by their own damn people. Okay. And so it's a shame before God. It has happened. So it happens all the time, but these young dudes don't even realize that because they think they're going to have some fame and they think they're going to get some money. They don't understand the repercussions that come behind it, but them dudes that's paying them that money understand. That's the reason why they won't go do it for themselves. What they'll do is that, how come you don't go, if you got an issue with somebody, why don't you go and take him out yourself? If you hated Young Dolph, whoever it was that wanted him dead, if they hate him that bad, how come they didn't go take him out? Nah, you know what they're going to say? Nah, I can't take him out. Why not? You got the issue with it. Nah, I can't do that. I got too much going for myself. What you mean? I got my record label. I got my kids. I got too much money. I can't do that. Yeah, but you got the issue with him. Why don't you go do it? I can't do it. Because I can't get caught up. Motherfucker, what you mean you can't get caught up? You the one want him gone. Now I'm going to get somebody else to do it because I can't get caught up. I can't go do no time. That's what these young dudes don't understand. That's their mindset. They too good to go do it. Okay? Y'all, I don't answer restricted numbers, okay? What y'all gonna have to do is y'all gonna have to unrestrict that number. It's too late for me to be answering restricted numbers, okay? So unrestrict your number, because for all I know, you could be a freak, okay? Unrestrict your number and call me back, okay? Trust me, I don't want to know your number, okay? But you're gonna have to unrestrict that number though, okay? But that's the issue that goes on within our community. I just said I ain't answering no restricted numbers. Now unrestrict that damn number and call back. Okay? What you're going to do is you're going to make me block restricted numbers, okay? Now unrestrict that number and call back. And I know you're listening to me. You got to be a damn fool. I said don't call me unrestricted. Okay? Or don't call me restricted. Okay? But I think it's a shame, y'all, okay, that this type of stuff goes on in our community. And you have Black men that make the type of money that they make. Okay, restricted calls won't be answered. I'm going to tell you that right now. Restricted calls will not be answered. Okay? So what you need to do is stop dialing the *67, and you got something to say, show your number. I don't want to call you back. Trust me, I don't. And Rose says it's after 12 a.m. for me. You're right. What I'm going to do is I'm getting ready to block restricted numbers. So you're going to have to, unrestrict those calls for me, okay? In all seriousness, I don't answer restricted calls. And I'm not trying to embarrass you, because I think about, somebody said to me before now that I'm thinking, can I call you? My number might be restricted. I was like, sure, but it's kind of late now. I know the freaks come out at night, so I want the calls to be unrestricted. Okay. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Please like, share, and subscribe. Okay. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I know I was talking about Young Dolph and greatness and all of that, but what I said that to say this: we gotta stop taking out our leaders. Okay, we gotta stop taking out people that have worked hard for their families and done things that have blueprints. Young Dolph seemed to have been open. He could have been an inspiration to a lot of people. You don't ever know whose destiny is tied up in somebody. We got to stop taking people out for frivolous things. There was no reason for them to take that boy out. I don't care what he said. There was no reason for them to take him out. It was just evil on so many levels, right? And so that's why I say we got to definitely change our mindset. And instead of these rappers making this money, right? Making this money and sending destruction back to the hoods. I would rather them not even acknowledge their hoods if they're going to send destruction back. You already know the people suffering. You already know it's impoverished. Why would you want to get money and then destroy the same damn hood that you came up out of? I would think that you want to breathe life like what Grove Hero is doing. You would want to breathe life into those hoods because you struggled in those hoods. So you want to breathe life in it and help those hoods and do whatever you can to put programs in those hoods and help those people. A lot of them little dudes that you're giving weapons to, they can't even read. You ain't even trying to put no reading programs right in the hoods. It ought to be some type of incentive. Young brother, if you want to be a rapper, I need you to complete this program first because I need to know your mind right. But instead, what they doing is they making millions of dollars off of these young dudes taking each other out. And I think it's a darn shame before God, especially if you're a damn cuckabug head Negro that came up out that hood. You know it ain't right. You know it ain't right to even have the mindset that I'm going to get rich off of the destruction of another brother or another sister. You wrong as hell and you know it, okay? But anyways, you guys, y'all call in. I mean, y'all can still call in. I hope I didn't embarrass you. If you wasn't a troll or nothing, if you wasn't a troll that was calling from a restricted number, I apologize. I know I could come off. I'm tired tonight too, so I might be a little grouchy. But if you wasn't a troll, then I apologize for talking about you calling from that restricted number, but just unrestricted number. But if you was a troll, damn you. Miss T, what do you do? What's up, Russell Douglas? Okay. Like I said, I do know the freaks come out at night. It might have been Straight Drop because they say he likes to get on the phone late at night. All right, you guys, here goes somebody. Let's see.
To accept.
Hey, thanks for calling the show. How can I help you?
Hey, Tamara. This is Nicole. I was just calling because I just want to say a couple of things and ask you a couple of things. I really commend you on everything you're doing and have been doing as far as keeping us updated with everything that's going on with Dolph. Me, myself, I'm really not familiar with Dolph or the case, but it's very interesting to me being somebody that is loved by the community, somebody of his stature, for something like that to happen to him, and then for it to linger on and the whole conspiracies behind it, you know, and so many bloggers are following it for whatever reason it may be or whatever. But the thing that is intriguing to me about everything on the case is I've been watching your channel and a couple more bloggers' channels, and I know everybody has conflicting views on what happened with him and his whole situation, but it's all being directed towards the CMG label. And there's other people who are talking about the affiliate of not only with CMG, one of the artists who wanted him to come and sign on to his label and he wouldn't. Dame Dash had an interview where he was talking about he actually met up with Dolph, and Jay-Z was trying to sign him for millions of dollars, and he was supposed to meet up with Dolph, I guess for the right before he got killed, and he ended up dying or whatever. But he had rejected also Jay-Z, and I understand that CMG and Yo Gotti, whatever their beef is with each other or whatever. But I mean, when you offer someone that much money, it's kind of weird how that would really shoot you in the heart and in the foot. Somebody saying, I don't need your money enough. I see where I am. I know who I am. And I'm not going to sell who I am for any amount of money. And like, has it not crossed your mind, or are you not familiar with deeper parts of like the conspiracies on that part of the story?
Well, I've heard that, and we saw, him saying something about the 21 million, right? But I just don't believe it had anything to do with his death. I don't, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you see artists now saying all the time that they decided to go the independent route, and the record companies, and they'll name. Dolph didn't put a name on it, but these artists now, these independent artists will name the people that tried to offer them money, and now they decided to go the independent route. They didn't take the money, so I don't think that had anything.
But me, I understand what you're saying, but to me, the whole big affiliation with CMG, Rockefeller, and then two big major supposedly industry labels being turned down by somebody who actually was not tied to a label. However, he was on a label statue whenever it came to him producing his music and reaching his niche and everything he was doing for the city. You don't see a lot of artists today, and you have not seen them in the history to do what this young man has done with the mentality and the passion that he's done it with. And then so many bloggers, I know back in the day they didn't have the internet to expose a lot of the stuff, but so many bloggers and in the streets and everything that's going on with Memphis and the war and the crime and everything, like, I honestly, like, it's a tragedy that it's happened to a person like him, and I don't understand. I understand a case takes a long time to build up, but it seems like a person like what he stood for, more people would have came together and tried to help with this situation. Like, I don't understand. It seems like it's bigger in the industry than just a simple CMG thing to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think the guys that are in jail, I honestly think, like you think, these guys are just little bitty fish in a big old sea. There's some sharks out here, and Dolph was a threat to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'll say this about when you start talking about the execs, like, because the music industry is sharky, I'll say this. I don't know if when people say the Jay-Z's and stuff, I don't know if they had anything to do with it, but I'll say this, because of the movement Young Dolph was starting, I don't think that a lot of the record execs mind what happened to him. Because what he was getting ready to do was, or what he had started doing was opening up the eyes of a lot of these young artists. And so many people make millions of dollars.
To interrupt you, no, he wasn't. He did not. Wasn't just going to open up the eyes. That young man opened up the eyes of a lot of people when it came to the industry.
Yeah.
And being independent, what was possible for him to do, and that was a big threat. Not only to CMG, but to the whole corporation of the industry. And another thing, the way I look at it is, they say you follow the money and you'll find the big, you'll find who's in charge of everything. Yeah, I believe him and CMG had a lot going on. But do you really think after everything that the attempts and with the CMG with him and somebody already from their camp being in jail or prison for everything, do you really think that Yo Gotti would be that simple-minded to risk every single thing that he built for just a little piece of a pie that he's not going to even be able to enjoy? Because eventually there's not a murder that ever has been done that don't eventually get solved. It might take a little bit longer, but it does get solved. Do you think that man would risk all that, and the way that they brag about how smart he is, how street he is, and everything? Like, I mean, it just don't all make sense to me that this man would risk everything for a small piece of pie that he's not going to even be able to enjoy for the rest of his life.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Yo Gotti, like with him and the whole, him knowing that he has made threats to this man in his life, and he has someone in his camp that has been to the prison for making these attempts on his life. Like and the people in the JD and other people talk about how intelligent he is and all this other type of stuff. Like, would he really risk everything that he's built up, knowing that if anything really did actually happen to this man, that he was going to be the first person they looked at? Like, if he's that intelligent, how could he not? You know, like
he wasn't that intelligent. Because if he was, it never would have been a history, a pattern of it shows me when you start talking about what happened in 16, 2 times in 17, and all that. And those are just the times that we know about. That was definitely a pattern. It seems like to me some type of desperation. I don't think that energy ever changed. I just think that they just wanted them gone for some reason. They didn't think about the consequences of it, because they felt like somebody else would take the fall. I don't think that they ever think that it would trace back to them. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
I said they sent kids to do a grown man's job, and
right.
These are baits that are facing these consequences. They don't have the knowledge that a person that's been in the streets long enough, especially the ones that are at the head, like Govan and his brother, Yo Gotti's brother, and all them. I mean, it seems like they would have, the money that he says he has, it seems like he would have got somebody. I mean, he has enough money to hire a professional hitman to do the job, you know? Why would he choose some inexperienced kids to do something that he has the money to pay a professional hitman to do, for one, then risk everything? I think personally it's a lot bigger than just CMG. I'm not saying CMG don't have anything to do with it, because I have no clue. All I know is, me personally being street, I just don't see a man or any street person, especially with his mom having a history in the street and everything, them risking everything that they built up all their life for one person and not thinking about the consequences, especially sending inexperienced kids to do the job.
Right. Well, it just goes to show that they weren't smart, because that's what they should have did. But they didn't do that. They used who they had been using in the past, and that was True Mafia, from my understanding. So some members of True Mafia. Hey, if you look at before Straight
to believe. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Before Straight Drop changed his profile on Instagram, he had paid hitman on his profile. I mean, he took that down when all of this stuff came out, but that's what he had.
Well, I'm pretty sure they knew that little kid was not a hitman. I mean, Memphis isn't that big, so
well, he was definitely a hitman according to Memphis. He was.
Well, I did see also where the kid had got away with supposedly another murder of his baby mama's boyfriend that she started dating whenever he was in jail and got out, and then the guy kind of like disappeared. So maybe that's why they thought he could make someone disappear. But someone that big, how could they even, I don't know. I don't think that a person who has built up a label, his parents have been in the street and drug industry, and he grew up as a little kid. And I've met a lot of people from Memphis. If you want some game, you go to a Memphis person and you can get a game on pretty much any game in the street, and they're top notch on any industry of the game in the street. And I just can't see a man building a legacy and still out here and doing what he's doing like ain't nothing has happened. Him being that simple-minded, not to think that it wasn't going to lead back to him. Being out of everybody that has a grudge against this man, he's had the most attempts on his life. I think that would be, if I was somebody who didn't want him in the picture, it would be easy for me to take him out, because the first person they're going to look at is someone who tried to attempt to take him out before or has made allegations like they wanted to take him out. But it's really weird to me, this whole thing, and I really pray that justice is served for him, because when God has a calling on a person's life, the devil will do everything in their power to steal, kill, and destroy that spirit and that person. They can destroy the person, but they can never destroy that spirit.
And when you say that, when God has a calling, so whose life do you think God had a calling on?
On Young Dolph's life.
Okay.
I believe that God had a calling. Well, honestly, I personally believe God has a calling on everyone's life. Whether we answer that call or not is up to us, because let each man be persuaded by their own mind,
right?
Type of deal. He doesn't force anything on anyone, so we all have a calling. But I'm specifically speaking of Adolfo.
So let me ask you this before. Let me ask you this before I take the other call. Let me ask you this. Why do you think, and if you could just try to sum it up, what do you think happened to Young Dolph? Why do you think he was taken out, in your opinion?
I think that he was a threat to a big corporation, to a big industry, and I think that man had a master plan that probably some people would know. That's why they're so ambitious to carry on his legacy, because they know the plans of the man that they stood next to. And they're not going to give up on it, because they not only believe in him, they believe in the big picture and the dream that he has set before them. And I believe that it's bigger than CMG. I believe that it's more like an industry thing of a whole bunch of people getting together, putting their money together. And I believe that's why Govan is sitting there, being able to walk around a free man, is supposed to be the conspiracy and the mastermind of this whole thing. A person who's asking the judge for a job. Ain't no man asking no judge for no job, and he can hire a hit. That right there should tell anybody with common sense that he is just as small in the pond as the guys that are in jail for the thing. But I think it was a whole big industry thing, and a whole bunch of big people put their money together, and they got rid of the big threat, because I believe Dolph had something where, just like these other independent distribution agencies that are helping independent artists, I think that man had a bigger plan, that he was going to plan on helping a whole bunch of people get their foot wet. And what he went through, he was going to prevent it from happening to anybody else. And they found out about it somehow, and they cut that man out, because they knew that the big plan would have ruined everything that they were getting, and they weren't going to be eaten. Like Bill Gotti's brother said, they're going to snake you before they face you, and they knew they couldn't face them, so they snaked that man.
Mm-hmm. Well, I definitely.
But I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you, Tamara, for everything you're doing. You know, I listen to a lot of people talk, you know, and I always go with the spirit of discernment. I've been really praying about all this type of stuff, you know, and out of everybody that talks about everything that's been going on, I can tell by a person's voice who has the discernment of God in them. And I really believe that your heart and your discernment and and you as a woman of a children, a woman in general, you really care about not just Adolfo, but the righteousness in this world. And I really respect you for that. And I really respect you for speaking truth, because there's a lot of people out here that, yeah, we all have our own opinions on what is and what ain't. But at the end of the day, our opinions don't matter. You stand for right, because you can't make the right wrong and you can't make the wrong right. And you stand on the right side, you're standing on the right side. And I respect you for being a right type of person.
Well, I appreciate that. And I definitely appreciate you calling in. What part of Texas you calling from?
Hey, I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Okay, shout out to Houston. I think you all are on Central. Y'all are on. Are y'all on Central Time? Are y'all on Central Time also? Okay.
11:34.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, 11:34.
Yeah, don't be giving Houston no praise. I'm not originally from Houston, man. I believe some people from Houston had something to do with a whole bunch of artists being taken out. You know what I'm saying? The Houston is a grimy state, and I'm trying to get away from here.
Well, yeah, I believe they did too. But anyways, I think I really appreciate you calling in.
I really appreciate you doing what you're doing. You keep on doing your thing, girlfriend. Don't you let them devils stop you from no way. And you know what? They couldn't stop you if they wanted to, because I believe God has the hand in this.
You got that right. That's the only reason why I'm able to keep going.
I know that's right. I'm going to be praying for you, sis, and God bless you.
God bless you. Thanks for calling.
Appreciate you.
Bye-bye. Okay, shout out to Houston, Texas. You know, I've always said this is how I feel as far as the industry, as far as the bigger industry. When you're talking about the execs, the higher ups, hey, I don't think that they cared about them taking Young Dolph out, because he like she said, he posed a threat. But as far as I'm concerned, whoever it was that had a history of trying to take him out before, because see, if the industry had been involved, he would have been gone. And the industry definitely, when the industry have their own hitters, okay, their own snipers and stuff, okay. We never would have known who it was. They never would have. The Memphis Police Department never would have known. It would not have been done the way that was done. But you think about when people say allegedly Gotti had all that money. I didn't see Gotti really start to go up in status. And I'm being honest, I'm not hating, until after Young Dolph was taken out, right? I didn't see all of what people saw as it relates to Yo Gotti. Yeah, he had made a name for himself and stuff like that. But it seemed like to me that young Dolph still had an edge as far as money. Because he was going the independent route, getting just about 100% of his money, and that was not happening with Yo Gotti and them. But hey, if I believe that the road to what happened to Young Dolph is a straight road, okay, it's a straight road. It's not complicated. It started one way and it's going to end one way. And it goes straight to the person that started it. She mentioned something about Orange Mound Quet. Orange Mound Quet, I think the reason that Orange Mound Quet is out, I don't know, but I will say this is just in my opinion, and nobody told me this. The reason that Orange Mound Quet is out, I don't think that Orange Mound Quet is the mastermind.
To accept.
Hey, thanks for calling Real Talk with Tamara. Can I help you?
How you doing?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm pretty good. I was just listening to your live,
Uh-huh.
and I just wanted to put my 2 cents in on what I feel like happened
Okay, go ahead.
from my perspective.
Go ahead.
Okay, what I think happened was, like you said, Dolph had an edge on them guys that money. Also in intellect. Dolph studied the industry. And he knew that by staying independent, he would see more money than he would signing with one of the big corporations. And he was teaching the guys around him that the same with Nipsey Hussle. But I think because Dolph moved around from state to state, he had a whole lot more connection. He was in the streets a whole lot more than Nipsey was. So his fan base was bigger, so he was seeing faster money, doing more shows. So when it came to that blueprint and things of that nature, that's where they had some against Dolph at. Because if Dolph would have exposed that to a lot of these young artists, they would have been seeing way more money than just that big signing bonus that they get from the corporations, thinking that they got money, and then those guys reaping the lion's share off for all their hard work. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, he was running circles around CMG.
Mm-hmm.
And they made it obvious that they were the one who made that play on him because they dispersed.
Mm-hmm.
Moneybagg Yo ain't been around him forever. You know what I'm saying? They dispersed. And they was putting everything on social media. They had Soulja Boy jump up there, letting him know that he knew what was fixing to happen before it even happened.
Mm-hmm.
They had the situation with them bringing all this money to Moneybagg Yo in the car supposedly on his birthday. That was obvious of what that was for with all the guys around, because he was the one that was kind of like in the streets on Dolph level. He knew Dolph, you know what I'm saying? And the guys amongst him knew how to reach Dolph or where to find him. You know what I'm saying? So when it came to things like that, and then it came to the whole Big Juke play, that was something that kind of like try to get the spotlight off of them and make it seem like somebody had did something bad. You make these guys, the guys from New York, they were always known to snake down south guys. So when he linked up with this dude, for whatever reason, the whole play was to take whatever you got from you. So you sold your part of your company for $30 million. You know what I'm saying? QC had just sold that company for $300 million. So you got mad at your big bro because big bro wouldn't sell his portion for that 30. So because he wouldn't come up off of his for that same 30 that you took, y'all knocked him off and cashed out on him. Y'all knocked him out and cashed off on him. And because you went to who you went to and linked up with before you made that play on guy, they knew what your move was. You made that move with their advice, and then they hung it over your head to get your company from. See what I'm saying? And it's making it look like you just had this super come up when all you did was the insurance payout.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody's getting from around you who was already with you at first because they see their money missing some zeros off of it because it's in another person's hands now. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Except for all of your new artists. What happened to ESTG? That dude was super hot. Dude caught blank because he knew that staying close to you, man, he can get caught up in your mess. But his guys had just caught a Rico. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of obvious, but at the same time, they done made all these moves. They went back and forth to Sloppy Joe. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like they may have some kind of little conspiracy going on to get them out of it, but street, no. People who from the streets, they can see it clear as day. You know? But the simple fact, he really can't even come back to them because you never know what might happen. You know what I'm saying? It's like they do a rock, they hide in their hands, and they running and ducking and dodging, and eventually she's gonna hit the fan, bro, and y'all gonna have to come back somewhere close to home. And them guys that y'all took food out of their mouth, y'all dashed their plans, them guys gonna be wanting their lick back. You know what I'm saying? But the guys for PRE, like that lady did say, you know what I'm saying? They saw that blueprint. He showed them the blueprint. He told them what he was doing, and they saw that it worked. So they ain't gonna turn away from that because they know they seeing real paper. They know they able to carry his legacy on, and whoever they choose to bless with what they know, they gonna be doing the same thing. They gonna be touching big paper. And you know, it's sad that, you know, with all the money and all of the status that broke out, they couldn't let that hood mentality go. And they did something stupid. And technology is to the point where they know they did. That's why they ain't showed no footage of Dolph walking into that place, because they know for a fact that he did not walk into that place. That happened somewhere else.
No, he walked. He walked into that place. There's video of him walking into that place. That they got all of the footage from across the street. There was footage everywhere. He walked into that place.
In my heart of hearts, I feel like the place that he walked into was the downtown, the Butterific. I feel like that was the place that he had invested in. It's a big one. I feel like he invested in that one. And it was this lady, this little older lady, elderly white lady, or Sicilian or Italian.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw all of that, but when she was going at them about something about the building, but as far as, you know, I've heard people say that, and I forget what blogger it was that put that out, and I'm gonna tell you how I know that it was just put out for views. I remember when they came into my live and they was like, you know, Dolph was taken out on that Monday, and he was taken to the cookie shop. I said, no, he wasn't taken out on that Monday because he was all over the damn TV in Memphis, because he was over there at the cancer center that Monday. Oh, he was taken out that Tuesday. They changed it just that. Then they started changing it. So no, there's video of him walking into the cookie shop. He walked in first. So that all of that comes out in the trial and stuff. And they definitely have video of that. So whoever put that out, they need to. They need. I wish that they would not mislead people like that. Right? They wrong as hell, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, you know, this is a man that lost his life, and people are putting out false narratives because what they want to do is, and I'm not talking about you because I know you heard it from somewhere else. What they want to do is they want to keep their money coming in. They want to keep it flowing in because for some reason, people like a good, I don't know, a bad mystery. I mean, that right there, you know, when they were saying what he was, they kept him, they killed him and he rose on the third day and all that type of stuff. You know, this is a serious situation to me. I don't make no money off of YouTube and all of that. So yeah, but he walked in, and I wish that they would not mislead people like yourself that really want some justice for him. They should be ashamed of themselves. So not only are the people who did that to him gonna pay, but a lot of these vloggers that's making up this stuff and misleading people that genuinely have an interest in wanting to see young Dolph get justice is gonna reap what they sow too. That's why a lot of them look like they about dead.
I was following him before he blew up. So yeah, I've been following him for a long time. And to me, when he was supposedly at that seafood restaurant, whichever one it was that night when the girl was like, it was her birthday and she took the last pictures with him, that look on his face told me that they had him dead. You know, I don't think that they killed him in broad daylight. I'm like,
if that
90%
picture was
sure
not
that
if that picture was not photoshopped, if it wasn't photoshopped, what it looked like to me is that he had been there eating and drinking. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, it don't look like he was hostage. I know that story has been flipped and spun so many times. I can't even understand how they got that out of that. But I mean, it looked photoshopped to me. But you know, then the young lady said it wasn't photoshopped. But I mean, it just kind of looked like he had been there eating and drinking, and he took a picture. But he definitely was not killed that day. He was killed after he walked into that cookie shop on that Wednesday.
I just know that Joker said that he was missing like that Tuesday. Nobody could find him.
Who said that?
That was the whole thing that Dolph was like after that Monday, nobody had seen Dolph.
But who said it? Was it people that know him, that's close to him, that actually has a relationship with him, or was it some vloggers?
It's just the whole picture from that Marathon gas station. What he had on that day.
Mm-hmm.
That Marathon gas station picture wasn't no bright and early in the morning picture. That was the picture from the day before.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The fact that he had on them same clothes from the day before tells you that they got him that day before.
And maybe
I wasn't that person to wear the same clothes 2 days in a row.
But we don't know that, because we don't know where he had been. You know what I mean? Like we don't know that. I can't say that he had been somewhere and he jumped up and put on the same clothes for whatever reasons. I didn't know him. I didn't know him personally, so I can't say that he would never do that. And I don't think a lot of people can say that. So, like I said, I think that's just people. Hey, I always say, though, one thing for sure is going to come out in the trial. And I tell people, you don't have to, believe me. I'm not here for you to try to convince anybody to do that. But if I can't lead you right, I always say, just kind of stay in the middle. But when the truth starts to come out, believe it. And one thing for sure, you can't have 1 million pages worth of evidence, right? And it be nothing. So one thing for sure is definitely going to come out. And so that's why I say, when you have confusion, or if you have questions about stuff, that's the time to say, you know what? Hey, because no vlogger can tell you, okay? Especially I'm telling you, Lord Jesus. But hey, I think everybody just pretty much have their own opinion about stuff, not unless they know some people that really know the information, and they might give them some nuggets, you know what I mean? Because they can't mess up the case either. But like I say, it's gonna come out, and that's what I tell everybody. Just kind of wait it out, because we're getting closer to the we're getting closer to the start, because we ain't nowhere near the end. We're getting closer to the start, because it ain't really even started yet. We're getting closer to the start, and then we'll get closer to the start. More and more stuff start to come out. Sure.
Do you feel like the young lady from the cookie shop, do you feel like she played any part in it?
I have not been told by any credible person that she played a part in it.
I mean, it's a video going out with her actually saying how it took place, like that they brought him in there.
It's a video. It's a video going around saying, it's a video of Raven saying that they brought him in the cookie shop already dead.
Yes, it's a video with her saying it out of her mouth. She didn't even know she was getting video. And she said that they brought him there in the U-Haul, brought him to the front, and laid him up front that night before, and they blocked the front window, and then The next day, they called straight dropping them to come up there and shoot out the front window. Which explains why none of the top windows were shot up.
Oh wow!
I got the video recorded to my phone. I got the video, the actual video recorded to my phone.
Send it to my email, and yeah, send it to my email, realtalkwithtamara@gmail.com. Make sure these folks ain't photoshopping and doing stuff like that. And then what I'm gonna do is do you know where you originally got the video from? Where did you originally get it from? Because wherever that video generated from, you talking about a murder case, whoever generated that video, it has to be sent to the FBI so that the FBI can get in contact with them.
Let me see if I can pull that up, because I saved it to my YouTube account. It was, let me see if I can pull it up. Let me pull that up. Okay, it's This Can't Be Life. I think it's This Can't Be Life 2021.
Okay.
Make sure.
And like I said, you sound like a person that really, want justice for him. I always say, don't believe everything, somebody tell you.
I do want justice for him, because in our community, it seems like the guys that always bite the dust are the ones with the good heart, the ones that do have that, you know what I'm saying, that touch. They got that God in them. The ones that the genuine leaders. You know what I'm saying? The people that want to see us win, the people who have our best interests as a people at heart. Those are the people that always take the fall. And I just don't like it.
Well, I understand. But I send that to my email, realtalkwithtamara@gmail.com. I'm gonna take some more calls, but I definitely appreciate you calling in.
Okay, man.
Thank you so much,
All right.
love. Bye-bye.
You too.
Shout out to the caller from Georgia. It sounds like a nice guy. He sounds like a nice guy. Some of these vloggers gonna rot. they gonna flat foot rot. They're probably wondering why they can't catch a break now. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. This is a damn murder case where somebody lost their life. And all they could do is think of schemes and stuff that they know is not true to try and perpetuate a lie to get views and stuff. Some of them going to have to go ahead and go on to McDonald's. It ain't nothing wrong with working at McDonald's. Go ahead and get you a job at McDonald's or something. But some of them can't get a job at McDonald's because they can't even qualify, because they'll steal out the damn cash register. Okay? It's a damn shame. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. And I'm serious. Woo! Lord Jesus. I'm going to put some prayer on some of these folks tonight, because they should be ashamed. It's people, it's really genuinely people. Okay. But anyway, shout out to the caller. I think he was a nice guy.
Call from
OG Snake Spotter.
What's up, Snake Spotter?
How you doing, Miss T?
You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. I just want to clear something up, man. Tell them people stop chopping Raven's videos, man.
Yeah, I guess the hackers, y'all, it just it don't make no sense. But OG Snake Spider still on. Go ahead, OG Snake Spider. Continue on.
Yeah, they don't like me, man. They don't like the truth, man. But guess what? They only got so many schemes. After a while, they're gonna scheme themselves right in jail.
I'm telling you.
And everybody gotta quit listening to these bloggers, man. If these bloggers got so much information, man, why the feds ain't contacting them yet? Or better yet, why they ain't take the information to the feds if they want justice for Dolph, and they so right. Like, make it make sense. Some stuff you just gotta use common sense and logic, man.
I agree.
A lot of people get put in the spin cycle, man. It's all entertainment, man. They know the truth. The truth ain't gonna be as entertaining if they make up 1,000 different lies and blame 100 people that ain't got nothing to do with it.
I agree.
They're trying to make a series out of this, and this is a real life person, man. And it's just foul, man. It's foul all the way around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's foul. They wrong for that. They know they wrong, and a lot of these people try to figure out why they can't catch a break. But you're gonna reap what you sow. You know what I mean? I wouldn't make up no lies. If I didn't know, I would just say I don't know, or this is my opinion. I hope this and that. But to come up with these elaborate lies and schemes, but some people don't have a conscience. They don't care. They ain't even got no soul.
Nope, soulless.
Mm-hmm.
Soulless. Anything for $1, man. Sad.
They said just try to make money to buy blunts and fake Louis Vuitton.
Yep. Single Newports and all that good stuff. Yep.
I tell you. Well, I'm getting ready to get off of here because I was intending to stay on here for only 2 hours. But I sure I'm glad you popped up, since we can't do it the way we normally do it, because but they still hacking. It don't make
no sense. They'll find the way to try to make you shut up again.
Well, you know what? Hey, I'll be right back on tomorrow. So you just call right back in tomorrow, and we're gonna keep doing it like that.
All right, Miss T. Salute to the chat.
Okay, thank you, OG Snake Spider.
All right, now.
Shout out to OG Snake Spider. I like OG Snake Spider, real stand-up guy. He come from Double Tap's channel. Double Tap, real stand-up guy too, from out of Alabama. But anyways, you guys, I got something I got to do, and I'm tired too, and I got to do it. This has been a good live. I didn't think so many people was gonna be on tonight, but y'all sure did hang in there with me. I'm gonna check my email, Sosa. Y'all hung in there with me tonight. I really appreciate you guys so much. Everybody's opinion is always respected. I don't be wanting to make anybody feel bad, but hey, I just know that people have spent the narrative and stuff so much. And there are people that genuinely, like the young man that called in earlier, like all of us though, that really want justice for young Dolph. But the purpose of me putting that board up there is to show people the progress of, people have been getting arrested and nobody's, gonna get away with it. And I know they mentioned Orange Mound Quet. I think Orange Mound Quet is out because they figured out that he wasn't the mastermind. Not that he wasn't involved, but I don't think that he was the mastermind. He played some kind of role. And somebody said that that there was a fat person out there. Hey, he could have very well been out there, but it looks like to me that a picture was taken at a different angle, and the wind might have been blowing at that point. It was November, and it could have. I do video work, so I know different angles, especially if the wind is blowing. That jacket kind of might have made him look a certain way, but it looked like to me that person had on the same shoes, and that kind of fits the description of Cornelius, if you ask me. I know there have been a lot of questions about if that was JoJo Splat out there. Hey, in the beginning, before we started to get more information, I had said that it was probably JoJo Splat. That's what before I started knowing more about what had happened. But JoJo Splat definitely I guess all of that stuff plays out, but hey, I hate these young dudes did this to themselves. But I think that was Cornelius, because Jojo Splat is almost 6 feet tall. It looks like the person was shorter, which fits the description of Cornelius, if you ask me. And those shoes kind of fit the description of the type of shoes that Cornelius was kind of known to wear. Okay. But anyways, you guys, I never knew Cornelius, so I guess according to the people that that knew him. But anyways, you guys, I really appreciate you guys tuning in or whatever. I would like for you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. But like I said, hey, everything always plays out in court. I don't know everything, okay? It ain't even good to know everything, especially when you talk about the dynamics of this case and a bunch of fools that don't understand that nothing matters at this point. Taking somebody out ain't gonna change nothing. It's something when you being watched and you consistently getting yourself the death penalty, right? Because that's all that's happening. Even when you go in the woods and go camping and stuff, that none of that can be trusted either, because there are always eyes and ears and cameras and stuff everywhere. Okay. But anyways, you guys, I appreciate you. I love you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Talk to you later.